Hey, what's up, viewers? This is WhaleShark here. I decided since I had a little bit of time this afternoon, what I would do is I would actually stream the process of actually acquiring something extremely rare in the space. It's something that I had been looking at for quite a while. For those in the audience who are not aware of non-fungible tokens, I'll talk a little bit about that later on in the stream. But yeah, my name is WhaleShark. I am one of the largest investors in the crypto space as well as in the non fungible token space. Also, the founder of Whale, which is one of the largest social tokens in the space as well. Right now, speaking, Whale as a social token has a market capital of over $40 million. And as a community, we own some of the rarest digital assets in the world. I do apologize for that. I do think that we that kind of shocked me. I'm relatively new to relatively new to Twitch. I do think I forgot to mute out the notifications, and we'll do that shortly. Let me do that before we actually continue. Sorry about that. It's the alert box. Hold on one second. While I love hearing that we do have new people coming in and whatnot, I do want to make sure that that the stream isn't blasted with music as we go through this. So as I was saying, today what we're doing, the main event today, is that we are looking to bid on a AI generated sneaker by Artifact Studios. Have known them for quite a few months now. Very in touch with the stream. Very impressed with the team. And basically, what you have is you have a collection of some of the experts in marketing, in digital skin design, as well as in sneaker design, coming together and creating this amazing project where they're not only creating their own sneakers, but they're also opening up a platform where many others can join in, and they have a complete end-to-end solution to be able to design their own sneakers. Um, Now, Artifact has been in the space for quite a while. I'm sure we'll take a look through their Instagram, and I'll be more than happy to answer any of the questions that I can answer. Disclaimer: I have no financial ties to Artifact whatsoever. Over the course of the 3 months that I've been exploring the project, have become actually very firm friends with the team, and just really have a lot of respect for what they do and what they're planning to do. So let's take a look at what we're bidding on here today. So the bid ends, I believe I'm based out of Asia. So it's 2:53 p.m. right now, and the auction ends at 3:30 p.m. my time. What we have here is, if you guys do want to take a look at it, the thing that is on auction today is called the X. Essentially, what it is a sneaker that actually evolves and the design develops as more bids are placed on this sneaker itself. So as you can see, it has a lot of nice splashes and bright colors right now. But when there were zero bids, it was a completely white shoe. And basically what this AI algorithm is doing is taking this bid into account, and then after that painting over the shoe um, to create a final object. So as we can see right now, we'll just scroll down here. Um, so I can just read this off, but the X Evolution is a unique sneaker created by the Artifact team and an AI painting. And as the auction bids come in, an evolutive digital item occurs where you can actually use it to flex in multiple simulations. What you guys can see here is basically it has an evolution stage of 1 to 10. So as the bids get higher, the AI algorithm gets more crazy with the design. Um, and I do believe that we are between a 5 to 6 at the moment. And basically, what we're going to see is we're going to see, if more bids are being placed, we're going to see that the AI will continue to paint it all the way up to 10, whereby every single bid after that is going to result in a 24-hour extension on the auctioning process, I believe. So I've been looking at this for quite a bit. We do have, once again, representing the whale community, we do have the highest bid at the moment with 18 Ethereum. For those of you that are not familiar with cryptocurrencies, again, becoming more and more mainstream. I mainly function and I'm a huge fan of the Ethereum blockchain. Also, the main chain where you actually see non-fungible tokens being developed. And we actually currently have a bid of 18F, which in current prices right now is about $582.90 per Ethereum, which is insane. And once again, I think the entire crypto market has taken quite a bull run over the last couple of weeks. But given that I do hold a large or substantial amount of my wealth in Ethereum and in Bitcoin and in other cryptocurrencies, really this doesn't really shift the balance in terms of what we're looking to do here. So as you can see, so basically what we have is a current bid of 18F, and after that dollar value in today's Ethereum prices is 10,506. It's been more or less a one-on-one bid with a certain user named Tornado. And as you can see, we've been bidding it up all the way since 5 days ago. And it's gone from 3.2 all the way to the 18 right now. Now, I guess one of the parts of the stream that I'm going to show you is also my decision-making process, right? It's my decision-making process in terms of understanding how much is something worth, and whether or not the risk to reward mechanism is there for me to invest in. Is there enough upside? Once again, I have no experience in sneakers whatsoever. I often call myself a sellout because I do tend to wear common projects all the time. But Artifact is really changing my mind about this, and again, I think this is an amazing project. So basically, let's just take a little bit. Once again, just giving you guys a shot of the sneaker here. Basically, you can see it go from white all the way to the evolution as the bidding has increased. And then after that, just looking at some of the about information, but it is a collaboration between the artist MGXS. And basically, it is creating the future of a collectible sneaker for the metaverse. And just now I mentioned before, it is an evolutive digital item that you can flex in multiple simulations. They're saying that right now the simulations supported are in real life, Snapchat, and Sandbox. So what I'm assuming is that there are multiple things that we're going to be able to get from successfully bidding on this piece. The first thing is that I do believe that at any point in time, what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to request for Artifact Studios to actually make the sneaker itself in any size that we choose to. And based on my conversations with them previously, that could be tomorrow if we do win this auction. It could be the day after. It could be 2 weeks later. It could be 1 month later, 6 months later. But given that this is a 1 out of 1, so there are no others. There is never ever going to be a sneaker like this ever. It is going to be the only sneaker from Artifact in this design. The second thing is Snapchat. So what I'm assuming here again is besides the actual sneaker itself, what we're also going to receive is a NFT or a non-fungible token of the sneaker itself. So once again, that might be, depending on how they do it, it might be a 3D model. It might be a rotating GIF file. It might be, it could even be just a static file of the digital art itself. Where I would, entering into the space, entering into, Hypebeast Collectibles, would love to have that hanging up on my office there in a digital frame. And then after that, the third thing. So there's really a third deliverable that we're going to be able to receive here, which is a asset in Sandbox the game. For those of you who are unaware, Sandbox the game is actually one of the most hyped and most anticipated blockchain game coming to the metaverse. And basically what it is, it's Minecraft on the metaverse, purely focused on games. And once again, they have rare digital assets or rare digital NFTs, such as gaming assets and land, which people are going to be able to purchase, people are going to be able to sell. Sandbox also has a in-game currency, which is also being currently traded in the market. The last time I saw it was 4.8 cents per sand. And once again, just a fantastic team and fantastic collaboration here. So, once again, we do have about half an hour to go. And let me just update this page to make sure that we are not missing out. Yep, we still have top bid at 18F at $10,503. And let's just make sure we go through the FAQ so that we don't miss out on this. So will this shoe will be physically made? Yep, it'll be hypercrafted by the expert artifact team with premium leather and materials as a one-of-one custom. That is amazing. Is there a limit to the sneaker size for the physical sneakers? I know that when we did an interview with them, we did have people who, or we had members who actually had a sneaker size up to 18 US. And once again, we are going to be able to order it in any size that we need or that we want. Is the AI design unique? The design is unique and will never be made again by this AI again. So once again, this is really a determination from me as an investor. How much are sneakers worth, or how much are sneakers in high demand or one-of-one sneakers really worth in the market? That's something that I don't really understand. But together we're going to explore it a tiny bit. Moist Envy says, oh man, dude, it's an expensive piece of it's gonna be an expensive piece of virtual as well as real life wearable right here. Where can I use these sneakers? So we were talking about what are deliverables. So the first one is we can use it in real life as a physical luxury hypercrafted sneaker. So once again, we can order that. We can have them make it, I believe, at any point in time. We can use it as a unique avatar on the sandbox, which is going to be extremely cool. I did see a skull-based game asset that actually does use this AI-based design to actually go about it. So once again, assuming that's going to be a 1 out of 1 as well, which is incredible. As an augmented reality try-on experience on Snapchat, I'm a little bit old to be using Snapchat. So I most probably will not, but this actually might spur me on to actually open an account and try. And then maybe, again, with interoperability of digital assets between different platforms, again, we might be able to use it in different aspects of the metaverse. Why do you use blockchain? Once again, I think it's amazing. Again, we got so many deliverables here, and at the same time, blockchain can really prove provenance and scarcity. I'm going to skip through some of these questions over here. I'm assuming that most of the viewers coming in are already familiar with blockchain and non-fungible tokens. Might touch a tiny bit on non-fungible tokens in a little while. And after that, so just so some of the viewers who are not aware of some of the more technical aspects of the blockchain. Let's see this here. So the auction runs, this is important for us. The auction runs for 10 days until the 29th of November, 11:30 Pacific time. So I do believe that is 3:30 p.m. our time. If the X sneaker reaches evolution stage 10 before that, a 24-hour timer will kick off. So once again, they are an amazing team. This looks like an amazing opportunity. We are about 27 minutes before the close of the auction. I do not know if there is going to be a time extension after that 3:30 p.m. Hong Kong deadline. But hopefully we're just gonna have to keep a close eye on it and hopefully maybe even make a defensive bid in the final closing minute so that we can make sure that we're not outbid at the same time, right? So for those of you who are unfamiliar with non-fungible tokens, what I've done here is I've actually pulled up a guide or a quick guide from Cointelegraph. Once again, I'll drop this link in the chat, and you guys can check it out. But basically, what non-fungible token technology is it's giving us the ability to place digital assets on the blockchain registrar. And basically what it enables to do is for any digital asset that you actually have, you're going to be able to prove not only the provenance, as in who created it, when it was created, on what smart contract was it created, as well as exactly how many of those are there, right? So I think that's an extremely optimistic and an extremely strong value proposition in a world whereby more and more things are going digital, right? I know a lot of people play a lot of games, and in games you have you basically have your own gaming assets, you have your own skins, you have your own weapons, but very often those skins and those gaming assets, they're limited to the platform that you're playing in, right? You cannot take a Fortnite skin out of Fortnite and sell it on the market. What non-fungible token technology allows you to do is to take all of these gaming assets and to move it into the mass market and to be able to sell it and to really to truly own it, rather than it just being a small facet of the game. Echatanga is saying, I think this is a masterclass. Wish we could hear more. Once again, I mean, the main purpose of this, and if you guys do want to have something like this, or a masterclass in NFTs, again, would be more than happy to do so in another stream. This is really just for those that are tuning in. And, once again, since Twitch is an open platform, I do understand that we're probably going to have a lot of people in here with a limited amount of understanding on the blockchain and NFTs. The NFT community is extremely open. They're extremely helpful. So, whether you're on Twitter or whether you're on Discord, again, it's an amazing place where you can learn more about this exciting use case. And just going through some of the basics. Why are they called non-fungible tokens versus fungible? Basically, non-fungible basically means that every single token, I would say, is different from another token, right? When you talk about fungibility, you're talking about a dollar or a Bitcoin. One Bitcoin is equal to the next Bitcoin is equal to the next Bitcoin, right? There's no saying that one Bitcoin created 5 days ago is different from the Bitcoin that is created 20 days later, right? They're all the same. With non-fungible, or when we talk about non-fungibility, basically what we're saying is that each token is different from the other, right? So every single token is unique. Why am I Seattle? We can go through some of these, but essentially what we're looking at here is you're basically taking any digital asset, putting it on the blockchain, and basically what this does, it ensures that what's the quantity of any type of token that has created. You can guarantee that this token has been created by the originator, right? And it's not something fake. And then after that, you're able to sell it, and you're able to trade it as simply as if I was trading. If I was trading my pair of common project sneakers, right? It becomes a lot more tangible. Just making sure that we're keeping track of the time here. It's 3:07, so we have 23 minutes to go before this auction ends. And guys, again, I've participated in hundreds of auctions, thousands of auctions even, over the last 12 months. Just want to make sure that we're maintaining the lead as well as getting the sneaker. Why don't we take a look? So behind the rationale of why am I bidding $10,511 on a digital sneaker or a digital and physical sneaker? Once again, we all know that the trend towards sneakerheads and the trend towards this next generation of collectibles, it's not coming, it's already here, right? When you take a look at the sneaker market and you take a look at the rare sneaker market, what you're seeing is you're really seeing a escalation in price, very similar to what we see in art and other collectibles, right? A new generation of collectors values different things over the traditional collector. Myself, coming on 40 now, while I cannot lead, I guess, in this new collection of new revolution of collecting, what I can do is observe it, respect it, and identify opportunities that are coming in. So why don't we take a look at the sneaker market before we take a look at Artifact? What I've done here is I've Googled, what are the most expensive sneakers ever? And we can actually take a look here. This is from footshop.eu. And again, this was posted on January the 9th, 2020, a little bit outdated. Let's see what they have for us here. So again, when you're looking for opportunities, what you're looking to do is you're very often with digital items. And once again, this is, this again, it lowers the risk a tiny bit because this is not only a digital asset, it's also going to be a physical asset. So, the first question in my mind that I need to ask myself, investing in something, is can I draw a parallel from a traditional industry or a physical industry to understand or not whether some of these things actually have value? And let's take a look at the world's 17 most expensive sneakers on 2020. And as we can see here, placed at number 17 is a Nike times MSCHF Air Max 97 Jesus shoes. Once again, I am not a sneakerhead. I am a collector. I am an investor. And again, I wish I knew more about sneakers, and I'm sure this is, or the collection of this artifact sneaker is going to take me down that route. But again, just trying to draw a parallel and understanding, the first question is a one of one sneaker, is it going to be a profitable venture, or is it really worth that much money? So looking at this, the Jesus shoe, or Walk on Water, turns out it's $4,000, right? And I did read an article about this when it first came out. It's called the Holy Water Sole because it contains 60 milliliters of holy water from the Jordan River. Each one was priced at $1,425. So basically what you're looking at is close to a 3x. And then after that, now it's selling upwards of $4,000 on the StockX site. That's a beautiful sneaker, by the way. Would definitely wear that. I'm a huge fan of something that's very minimalist and interesting. And audience, as I'm going through this, do keep a time on the watch. Do keep a watch on the time. Definitely want to be actively bidding in this as we go through the information, and you'll find out why. The Yeezy 2 Red October, 7,500. It does not tell us what the original price was. But again, what you're looking at here is you're looking at sneakers that are the top 17 or highest price sneakers. You're looking at 4,200 all the way to, and we'll get to number one and we'll take a look. So the Nike Dunk SB Low Staples at $16,000, only 150 pairs. Wow. So 150 pairs, 16,000. Once again, I do understand that. Again, you're looking at a large brand that's actually creating these, but that's amazing. Chanel times Pharrell times Adidas NMD Who, $10,000. So this is basically how much we're paying for this, right? So how much we're paying for this. So basically, what you're looking at is you see a collaboration between a musician, an amazing sports apparel brand, as well as a luxury brand, with $500 pairs made, and the original retail price was something over $1,000 for a special raffle to be able to buy those. Hi, Des Eggins, welcome to the channel. Wow, that's pretty amazing. So this is basically, and once again, I'm going to upload the page in terms of what we're looking at here. Once again, we have a bid of $10,511 over here. And I just want to make sure that we are keeping ahead as we do go through this. Yep, still there. So again, this is really roughly about the price that we're looking at the moment. And really what we need to ask ourselves is the second question, and we'll delve into this slightly before we try to make some defensive bids as well, is Artifact or does Artifact or can Artifact carry the same clout that something like Chanel, Pharrell, and Adidas together can actually do? Once again, I do see some up points or upsides for us, and my simple answer to that question, I will prove it to the audience in a bit, is that I do believe that Artifact Studios is actually onto something. I do believe that they have a very strong mainstream appeal, and I also do believe that they can actually make a huge dent in the sneaker market. But what you're looking at is $10,000. So it's worth $10,000 now. Was originally sold for $1,000, but 500 pairs made. Air Jordan 5, Trophy Room, Friends and Family. Once again, $10,000. The shoe was designed by Marcus Jordan, Michael Jordan's son, and is over $10,000. Again, not a lot of information here. Feel free to shout out on the stream chat what you guys like as you guys are looking through this. We have a DJ Khalid times Air Jordan 3 Grateful, 25,000. We the best slogan. So again, seeing a lot of collaborations here, and it's really these collaborations that are driving the price. So you're seeing, you're not only seeing traditional designs, but traditional designs mixed with mainstream celebrities. That's really driving the price up here, and that's $25,000. Let's enter into the top 10 here. I'm sure we're missing some great sneakers, but the main thing that I want to understand is basically how far or how pricey can these sneakers get. M times Karat, $30,000. Air Jordans with M&M, $32,000. 23 pairs made in 2017. So all these celebrity endorsements, I think, and inclusion of celebrities in designing these sneakers is really driving the price up. If I'm taking a look at these, and once again, they are limited edition. I haven't seen a one of one yet. I did see this one. And I was so excited when they were made. Again, not huge into sneakers, so really didn't have the opportunity to buy any of these. But back in 2011, they had 1,500 pairs of Back to the Future. And again, I did see some of these which looked very, very cool. $35,000, and we're entering in the top 10 here. So the Nike Socal Air Force One Supreme Max. So this was, again, what you're looking at here is, again, you're looking at celebrities, personalities with this huge following, with a huge artistic following as well, that are really driving the prices of these items. So really the question to me, again, so the first question is, can we actually draw a parallel between the traditional market as with the digital market? And then after that, the second question that we really do need to answer is, does Artifact Studios as a brand carry the amount of clout or the potential to carry enough clout to be able to, deliver on that same amount of hype that you're seeing from Outkast, Eminem, and whatnot on all of these shoes? Achatanga is going, geez. Air Jordan silver shoes, $60,000 Achatanga. So again, I do think we've answered the question. If what we're looking at here is we are answering the question in terms of so the first thing is are our sneakers really worth anything? I think even before we started on this journey, I think the answer was yes. But then after that, the second question really was, what is the upside? What is the upside for some of these sneakers? And just over here, I just want to make sure, getting more and more excited as we go through this information together, right? Just a question to the audience. I know that we have a couple of people in stream. Can you guys? Oh, so Tornado coming in with the bid at 3 minutes ago. What we are going to do, so basically there's now a bid of 11,722. What we are going to do is we are going to go in heavier, and we will go in heavy in about a couple of minutes here. So Green says this is such a waste of money. Green, I do agree. I mean, for those that are unacquainted with the NFT market, and there is always a risk attached to buying stuff like this, right? Never overextend yourself to the point where you're betting your entire life savings on a pair of sneakers, right? For me, again, I've been purchasing digital artwork since November of last year. Again, they are all NFT based or non-fungible token based, and basically what I have seen, or what we have seen as the digital art market, is those collectibles. And people thought we were crazy, right? People thought we were crazy. I think we initially invested about $550,000 in digital art and digital assets. And over the course from November till today, or the last valuation, once again by a very professional NFT valuation, digital collectible valuation company, that collection was pushing $2 million, right? So again, never risk more than you're able to lose. Again, this whole entire process is understanding, is there potential upside towards doing something like this? And if there is, really how much should we push for, right? I do have a number in my head, by the way. So let's just scan through the rest of this, as I know that we are approaching 10 minutes to go. And I am assuming that they probably will not have a backstop in place. So I am assuming that the last bid that hits at 3:30 p.m. is going to be the final bid. There would be a couple of incentives for us to do bidding now, and that would mainly be to see, hey, can we evolve it into 6 and 7? Or the other strategy that we have here is we could actually wait a couple of minutes, and then after that place a large incremental bid at probably about 329, right? So Green, following comment, not saying you're crazy, it's just that objectively for most people it would seem like a waste. It's within the means of purchase at a person's business and their own. Absolutely, fully agreed with you. And every single time you decide to invest this amount of money in anything, it's really weighing out what are the risk and rewards, right? And I hope, just by taking you guys through this, you can see my thought process as we go through this. As we're approaching the time, I'm not going to go through every single one, but let's take a look at what number 1 is. Wow. So number 1 is a solid gold OVO Air Jordan. And again, I don't think we're not buying a 24 karat gold sneaker. But again, valued at $2 million. I do think though, and once again, we don't have the same historic value over here. Once again, all of these sneakers are very much priced due to the historic value. So, when we're looking for something or a price point here, what we might look for is something around this range, right? An upside. Once again, Artifact definitely not as famous as Drake, might be as famous as Drake in the future. But I do think that a eventual, mid to long term price could be about, we're looking at probably, just from looking at this, maybe, I want to say maybe $60,000 to $70,000, perhaps, maybe. So basically, from this point on, what we're looking at is, if the potential value, and let's take it conservatively. Let's say Artifact does extremely well. These one of ones eventually are priced at about $50,000. We do want to make sure that we make at least 3x on the initial investment. So I do think we have a little bit of wiggle room here on the bidding price. So I guess, the first question is, are these sneakers going to be worth anything? I think they are going to be worth something, right? I think they are going to be worth quite a bit, actually. Simply because I can already draw the parallel between the digital sneaker market versus the physical sneaker market. The second question that I need to really ask myself, and once again, very conscious of time, we have about 7 minutes to go. The other question that I really need to ask myself is, does Artifact have the ability to break through that? And again, so when I do look at a project, I look at the expertise of the team. I look at the following, and I look at their track record, right? So really looking at these 3 things, I can really tick off the team because, again, what we've seen here is that the team is extremely professional. I mean, what you have is you have marketing expertise, you have skin design expertise, as well as you have sneaker design expertise from 3 of the most influential people in the space. The founders are 3 members who are extremely experienced in what they do. So from a team perspective, we can definitely check that off and say that they have that there. The second thing is, let's take a look at their market following or acceptance and their track record. So basically, looking at this, I think that is pretty crazy. I mean, what they have here is 105 posts with 120,000 followers. Obviously, they do have an extremely strong audience. Um, I am aware of some of the promotions that they've done that has actually caught a lot of attention. So as you can see here, basically what they're looking at is you're looking at collaborations with games. What's this one over here? So I think we're just going to stick to this. Sorry, I forgot to sign in before we began. You're seeing collaborations with Apex Legends. Oh, and we can't see much of it. But basically what also we had is we also had, I think they did a Cybertruck version, as well as several other versions. And my understanding is that, their designs are really getting strong traction with the gaming community itself. Basically, what you're looking at is esports inspired or gaming inspired sneakers. And we know that esports and gaming is on the rise. We know that sneakers are on the rise. We know that this is a solid team. So, once again, I do believe that the risk is there. But at the same time, I do think that it should be an interesting way that this actually plays out. So let's get back to the auction itself. And, once again, this is going to be a relatively short stream because I just wanted to show you guys, some of a tiny bit of the process that I do use whenever I look to bid on something this high. What we have here, yo, VR human. I see that you found the stream, my friend. So basically, what we have here, and let me just check this out a tiny bit. Let's see how high this has been going. So the question now is, do we bid by a little? Do we bid by a lot? Um, what we have here is we have about 4 minutes to go. I do believe that we're almost about to break the next evolution. You guys are going to see some of my crypto assets from just my trading account. So this is my main day-to-day trading account, not my reserves. And you guys are going to be seeing a bit of that. Let's wait. Let's place a bid here. So let's see. So basically, what we've determined is that the eventual potential upside value of the sneaker could actually be around $50,000, right? So what we've conservatively speaking, $40,000 to $50,000. Current bid is 11,000. So basically, what we're seeing here is a 4x. What we do need to do is we do need to make sure that we're at least getting a 3x on the investment that we're making. And VR Human basically gets to see the entire process as we decide to invest or not to invest. And we are definitely going to. So let's place a bid here. And we never go small. We do want to make sure it's a large enough bid to make them think through it. So what we're going to do here is we are going to bid 25. All right. So basically 25. 25 will. We can let's see. We've been going in increments of 2, right? Let's go with the 22 first, and let's see. We're always going to use the fastest gas here to make sure that it goes through. The bidding is processing. And this might actually turn out to be a prolonged bidding process. If we bid 22, he's going to bid 24. FVG Odin coming in here, he says, oh shit, he's streaming the bidding. So one of the things that you guys do have to understand is when you do something like this, you also have to take into account the gas as well as the time to process. This isn't going to be able to snipe, it seems. Just a question to VR Human. Dude, do you know if it gets extended with each bid? Or is this going to be the guy who actually places the bid at 3:30 p.m. or in 1 minute? Dude, it's taking a while to process. I think we might have outsmarted ourselves. The bid is still processing. I think there's 1 minute to go. But I think we might have. I think we, unless this thing goes through, because the previous times that I've done this, essentially what it did is that it processed the bid. Nice, there we go. So I do believe that we've won, right? VR Human, we have 3:30 p.m. and that is 11:30 Pacific time. The current bid that shows right now is 22 ETH, 12,921. It is showing our bid as the top bid. Are you guys are is Artifact going to call it? I certainly do hope so. Oh, is it? So yeah, it is. It is 11:30 Pacific time, right? Or have I got my my time zones out of whack? Let me open up another browser here and let me just double check the time. So 11:30 p.m. Pacific time is, yep, spot on. Should be 3:30 p.m. So we should have it, right? Yep. 11:30 it should be. So what's the Pacific time right now? The time is 11:31. The time is 11:31 and let me just put this up here. So the time is 11:31. We do have it down at 22 ETH, which was $12,936. Still there. So I do think we have it done. Hopefully the mechanics is there to reject any other bids. But that was semi exciting for me. And I'm just gonna check the Twitter over here to see if they've announced it, because usually they do announce the winners. So guys, what did you guys think of that? That was a good game. Good game. So in at the end of this, what we have looked at is good game. There we are. Change to winner. WhaleSharkPro. Yep. Just making sure. And the thing I love about streaming, yep, there we go. WhaleSharkPro. So the thing I love about streaming is that, again, this is, you guys not only get to participate in the total process itself, but at the same time, it provides publicity for the company, does provide publicity for the event, and you guys do get to understand the process behind how we're actually determining whether or not we should be investing in something or not. Again, I think, just re-stepping through the process that you saw me take, the first thing is that, again, looking at the product itself, is it good or is it not good? Once again, what you have here is you have a team that, creates some of the best luxury sneakers in the market. And, have no qualms, have no worries about the quality of what they do. The second thing that we did was we really wanted to understand, is there really a market or a secondary market that is going to see that appreciation in value for the sneaker? And as you guys took a look, we went through the world's most expensive sneakers, taking a look over here. And as we were going through this list, really understanding, at what price point can this actually reach to? And as you can see here, we went up to number 5, and number 6. And basically what you're looking at is everything below this is basically, they're mainly worth a lot due to historical value. Again, there might be historical value with Artifact, being how prominent they will get into the space. But really what you're looking at here is you're looking at, shoes or sneakers that are anywhere between $50,000 to $60,000. And once again, these are even editioned, right? They're not even one of ones. And they don't even come with a digital asset with it. So, we can likely assume that we can, in a conservative scenario, what we're looking at is roughly a valuation of 40 to $50,000, right? Um, with that $40 to $50,000, we back calculated back in terms of understanding, what are some of the growth targets that we're really looking for. And, the growth targets that we mainly look for, I love to get 10x, I love to get 8x. But, for something that is just simply amazing, first AI shoe put on the blockchain, one of one, created by an amazing team. It just the odds for success just stack up so quickly that you can actually say, hey, if you're looking to make a 3x and you're looking at $50,000, then really you are willing to bid up to $15,000 to $16,000, right? And then after that, the third question that we wanted to ask ourselves really was, does Artifact have the potential to really break it through? What's the team like? What is the project like? What is their track record like? And really looking through that, we went to Artifact's Instagram, and I've been lucky and had the opportunity to interview them myself, as well as have them in the whale community itself. So very familiar with the team. Was amazing to have VR Human here as well, a fantastic artist and creator who I have a lot of respect for. VR Human, by the way, if you're still here, had wanted to snatch up all of your work on Super Rare when you launched it, but unfortunately got sniped out by everyone else. But again, when you're looking at this, you have a couple of months old project that already has generated 120,000 followers on Instagram. I don't even know how many followers that they have on either Snapchat or TikTok. And then on top of that, what you have is just amazing quality of work being hounded and being requested by some of the largest games in the space. So, just ticking it off. Number one, I could draw a parallel between the traditional industry. Number two, there is a strong value towards this. Number three, the project and the team is amazing. And number four, it seems that they have an amazing amount of traction. All right. So I think I think that really does conclude out the bidding process. And as I can see here, once again, I'm sure they'll do the right thing whether or not that increases or not. But looking at here, we basically won it at 12,913. Looking at a mid to long term valuation of about $50,000. Basically, what we're looking at is 4x on this initial investment, which should be pretty amazing. So what I'm going to do now is actually I did see a lot of questions come in from Duckface as well as many other people who are looking through the chat. Would be more than happy to answer those. Let me just pull up my Twitch manager over here, just so that we can see it. All right, so I'm going to go through some of these questions. So Green asked, off-topic question, how did you accrue your initial capital to get into investing in unorthodox areas? Did you start out with industry chops or was it from a boutique firm somewhere else? So Green, I actually started off in a very ordinary and very specific manner. I actually started off as a market analyst for a brand consulting firm. Straight out of college, was lucky enough to speak a few languages. So basically what they did was they saw the opportunity to utilize me in countries such as China, Japan, Korea, Taiwan. And really, I really went up grew up the corporate ladder relatively quickly. So my initial seed capital was honestly, and I had always been interested in investing, but my initial seed capital, or the capital that I used to grow into the spot that I am today, actually stemmed from working that 9 to 5. But in my case, it was more like the 8 to 12. So the 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. Grind that I did for about 14 years. Did manage to climb up the corporate ladder relatively quickly, as I mentioned. And then there came a time in 2012 where, previously I had been investing in stocks, I'd been investing in property, I'd been investing in gold. Once again, it was a really diverse portfolio that I was looking at. But in around 20, I want to say 2012, I actually caught the Bitcoin bug, the cryptocurrency bug, and actually started allocating a large amount of my income towards cryptocurrency. You know, again, evaluating and trying to drawing the parallels, really the same process that we followed here today. Really understanding that, hey, is there a use for this technology? Will it work? How much can it possibly go to? And just allocating 50% of my salary towards buying Bitcoin in 2012, all the way up to 2015. In 2015, what I saw was that the use cases for Bitcoin were really not what I was looking for in terms of blockchain technology, because I myself, I'm a use case maximalist. So I enjoy when you have, I enjoy it when we have actually coins that you can actually fully utilize the full capabilities of blockchain technology. And for me, back in the day, that was Ethereum, right? So basically what I did was I shifted fully out of Bitcoin, went all in into Ethereum. And what we saw from 2015, 2016, all the way to I want to say 2018, is you saw Bitcoin rise from $1,000 to 19,500, right? Very close to the all-time high where we are right now. But you saw Ethereum rise from $8 to $1,500, right? Again, always keeping an open mind, and I sold out all of my Bitcoin back then. But I can tell you very honestly, I bought a few more. I bought a few more Bitcoin over the last couple of days because I could see the narrative of the market changing. The narrative for digital gold is extremely strong, and with the institutional investment, I do believe that there is a value case for Bitcoin as well. But after that, basically started investing in companies. Invested in a lot of blockchain companies. Started up a few companies of my own. Worked with partners to set up companies, and basically what we have today is I'm either a shareholder or an owner of multiple companies being run throughout the world. Have a team of over 100 people working across the world, and they're amazing people, which and fully focused on the business, which allows me to do things like this. But no, I mean, my industry chops or my investing chops don't come from being in the financial industry. They come from the very fact that of just being able to analyze a project, being able to analyze a team, being able to draw parallels, and really understanding whether or not there is that use case there, where you can, where you can times 100 times 1,000 your money, right? So I do hope that long answer really really answered that question that you had down there. Um, FPG Odin says, WhaleShark, connect your Twitch and your Discord account, auto streamer mode. Okay, would love to. We'll actually do that because we do stream a lot of Blanco's Block Party, which is a mainstream AAA title game, or potentially AAA title game with some blockchain elements. So a huge fan of those. Um, we are pretty famous. EM Scooter, did you see WS bid 22,000? We didn't bid 22,000. We bid 22 ETH, so that's $12,900. But with the way that ETH is going, and if ETH goes to 1,500, again, we could be looking at seeing that bid retroactively reaching $20,000, $30,000. FPG Odin says 4 times. Yeah, I think. Look again. I think 4 times in. I think 4 times in. I think 4 times in fiat. I think again. What we're looking at is probably a sneaker in the mid to long term, and given the talent and determination of the Artifact team, would not be surprised to see this go for about $50,000 in the mid to short term. I think I saw a couple of more questions. 17 to 18 was so intense. China banned crypto 5 times a year. Good times. Dude, I know, right? It's up and down. And, one of the things that really helped me, because I can't trade for shit. I'll be honest with you. Every single time I try to trade, and I'm not even talking about day trade. If I even tried a week trade or month trade, I lose my shirt. So what I found is, to really grow exponential wealth for me, the best thing that I can do is understand what are the targets of some of these assets that I'm buying, uh, put them in a cold wallet, lock it up, and then after that, wait till the time when it's gone 10 times, 20 times. In Ethereum's case, 200 times, right, or more than 200 times. Take a look at it and say, hey, I think it's about time, and really just take that out and start to sell and actually start to recoup. But yeah, 2017, 2018 was intense. Loved that bull run. Was walking on clouds every single day. Uh, Let me see here. So thank you, Gurian. Again, sorry, I'm just scrolling. I'm just back scrolling through some of these questions that were being asked. I do know that Moist Zombie, uh, Moist Zombie had a question that I do want to make sure that we get to. Hold on 1 second here. Oh, I think we're okay. It seems like we're okay. Sorry, guys, just reading through the comments here. Gurian, I mean, hey, I mean, once again, at the end of the day, it's there are skills that are specific and there are skills that are transferable. I always try to make sure that stuck to skills that were transferable so that I could apply lessons from one field to the other. Again, I've moved from being an analyst to being a business manager, from a business manager moving across to being sales, from sales being, moving across to becoming a product manager, right? Developing software, from product management going into artificial intelligence, from artificial intelligence to becoming to becoming to becoming a board member. I think there are the ability to draw from your experiences and being able to take that transferable skill set and being able to apply the lessons that you learn to each thing that you are undertaking. I think that's a skill set in its own. So you don't necessarily have to. You don't necessarily have to have. If they say, hey, in order to trade the crypto market, you should have a background in finance, right? That's absolutely bullshit. They say, hey, to be a collector or an art collector, you need to have a degree in the fine arts. Guys, I don't have a degree in anything, right? I do have a degree in something. I have a degree in econometrics, right, among others. Um, but again, a lot of people doubted, you know, uh, back in the early days of when I was collecting digital art. They were like, "Hey, why are you buying this? Hey, why are you buying that?" It's because I go through a process of understanding whether or not something is worth something, right? Everything is worth something, or if something is extremely valuable, and then after that, just making sure that I'm following that analytical process. And what ended up being the case is, you have a couple of people from the traditional, or you have some collectors from the traditional art collecting world, right? Years of experience. But at the end of the day, when they did evaluation on all of the digital art collections in the market versus the market valuation, you found that the Whale Vault was the highest, it was the highest ranked and the most valuable collection in the world, right? So again, don't let people put you down. As long as you have a very objective thought process towards how you're looking at collecting, you can pretty much get involved in anything. The Green asks, interested to hear thoughts on Medallion Fund, Renaissance, and similar rigidly quantitative investors. You seem to have made very flexible investments based on independent skills. How does your analytical process compare? Apology if this is too abstract. Uh, I I am very flexible. Agreeing in all honesty, I am a person that enjoys a framework and a structure that can be applied, right? And you can adhere to it, and it's successful and it makes money in the mid to long term. Um, but again, I think that very often the markets that I enter to are either too early or are evolving too quickly uh, to apply a rigidly quantitative approach. That would be my answer to that. if we look at the crypto space, I mean, when people talk about investing in Bitcoin and investing in Ethereum, these things have been around for more than 5 years, right? You have all that quantitative data there available for you to draw your conclusions. But when we talk about quantitative analysis, let's talk about technical analysis, right? When you look at something like Uniswap, right? And sorry, I know this was a collecting stream, but it's turned out that you guys have asked questions on investment, so I'll just give you my thoughts. When you look at an investment like Uniswap, right? Uni, you and I. And then after that, you say, hey, can I apply technical analysis or any type of quantitative analysis, short-term quantitative analysis to the price movements to understand whether or not there's profitability to be made? The first thing is, oh, shit, we don't have enough data, right? But hey, if you wait for enough data, then maybe entering the market might be a little bit too late. So basically, what I tend to do is I tend to base the majority of my investment decisions on what we commonly call fundamentals, right? Again, derailing a tiny bit here and talking about no, Green. I love these. I love these questions, right? I don't get a lot of time or opportunities to talk about some of the ways that I do this, and hopefully with the opening of my Twitch channel, I will be able to do that now. But when you look at a project like Uniswap, right? The first fundamental is it in the right industry or not? It's crypto. Yes, it's in the right industry. Is it the right project or not? Learning back on my experience, you can buy crypto. Crypto will always go up and it will go down, right? So people make money when it goes up, and sorry, unless you're a leverage trader, but crypto, you always make money on crypto when it goes up, and you lose money when it goes down. I mean, just holistically speaking, or holistically saying, right? And when you look at that crypto market, you think, what is the only part of the value chain of crypto that makes money if it goes up 50% or if it goes down 80%? And honestly, that aspect of the entire crypto value chain is exchanges, right? So then after that, you say, all right, so exchanges are a great investment, right? If exchanges are a good investment, and again, I do need to throw in the disclaimer here. This is educational purposes only. This is not financial advice. But when you say, hey, I want to invest in an exchange, at the moment, you don't really have the ability to do so, right? I was lucky, got in early with Bitfinex. Still an awesome investment from my perspective, even though that they've decided not to issue dividends over the last couple of years, but made my money back easily by the 1.5 years that they did issue dividends. Actually made 4 times my money in dividends. But hey, now's an opportunity to not only own the governance of one of the largest DeFi-based exchanges in the world, but at the same time, you're getting it pretty much close to the value that it was when it was launched, right? And then on top of all of that, now I don't only own part of the governance of the largest DeFi exchange, but at the same time, it is the AMM. It is an automatic market maker. It is DeFi. So essentially, it's going to answer the pain point of so many other traders that, hey, with all of the hacks and all of the exchange hacks, I can actually own my coins in my own wallet, and I can actually own my own private keys, and I actually can trade. Now, I don't think it's going to be an overnight success. I do think that they do need to release Uniswap 3.0, and that will again reduce transaction fees to close to minimal or close to nothing. At the same time, introduce an order book. At the same time, introduce a whole other slew of competitive abilities that will allow them to compete with centralized exchanges such as Binance, Huobi, or any of those in the market, right? So again, if I was to wait for a quantitative model to be able to analyze Uniswap, I might be too late. Right? It might have already gone to $10. It might have already gone to $20. So again, my answer to your question is, I do enjoy rigid. I do enjoy a rigid structure, and I do enjoy a proven structure, quantitative structure that will actually lower the risk of my investments. But at the same time, I usually enter spaces that are way too early, that are way too early for us to be able to use any form of quantitative structuring analysis, right? So that's the short answer to your question. FPG Odin, I am not sure whether or not they will offer contract-based leverage trading. Although I do know that there are a couple of new projects that actually just released this and last month that actually do enable that, right? I can't imagine that Uniswap 3.0 will not release with all of these. These are basic functionalities, right? I can't imagine that Uniswap will release 3.0 without some of these basic functionalities, order book, leverage trading, etc., etc. And it's going to be interesting, right? It's going to be interesting as hell. All right, guys, we've been streaming for about 1 hour and 15 minutes. I love how the conversation flowed. I love the fact that we were able to get this amazing piece by Artifact Studios. Definitely gonna make it. Definitely gonna have a tweet on this. It looks amazing. I mean, I didn't get to see it as it passed 6, so wow. The only regret here is that it might have looked even cooler if it had passed 10, right? That's amazing. Thank you guys so much. I will be ending the stream now. Again, for those of you who are not familiar with me or not familiar with my community, we have the largest or one of the largest NFT communities in the space, definitely the most vibrant. Feel free to check us out at discord.gg/whale. That's discord.gg/WHALE. Probably will come on and stream some Blankos later tonight with the whale community. I hope everybody has an amazing day. And I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Take care, y'all.